Hi guys, my name is Annalie and welcome to my DIY channel. In today's video, you're gonna see 4 chic DIYs that I made for cheap. See what I did there? You guys, I'm so excited to announce that in today's video, I am co-hosting a monthly challenge with Christy Creates DIY. I will have her channel linked down below. This is my first time ever being a co-host on any challenge for that matter, so I really hope you guys enjoy. Be sure to check out the links down below, and there will be a playlist because this is an open invite challenge. If you guys don't know what this challenge is, it is hosted by Christy over on her channel, Christy Creates DIY, and it is the Chic for Cheap challenge. That's why I was telling you guys that I made some chic DIYs for cheap. All right guys, let's hurry and get into it. For this first project, we're going to be using one of these wreaths that you can get from the Dollar Tree. One of these wooden planks that were also from the Dollar Tree in a pack of like 5, some scrapbook paper that I picked up from Joann's, and then some floral also from the Dollar Tree. So the first thing I'm going to do is I want to embellish this wood with some scrapbook paper, so using some wood glue and my finger because I feel like it saves on resources with brushes because I can just wipe it off my finger. It works really well for me. Makes a little bit of a mess, but it's not too bad. I go ahead and I'm gonna get this scrapbook paper glued on here, and then once it's on, I just cut around the edges to fit down to size, and then you will also see me give it just a quick just a quick sanding around the edges, because anytime you glue paper onto wood, always sand the edges if you can, because it just really makes it look more complete. And then I wanted to use the greenery from these little mini roses that you can get from the Dollar Tree. I do use some of them, but I just loved how this greenery looked. And then when I was getting out some more floral, I found that I'd picked up some little wooden bunny rabbits as well. And so in just a second, you're gonna see me pull out a little wooden bunny rabbit to put on this. Oh, and also I did use some of this floral with these sparkly eggs from the Dollar Tree because I thought they just looked so cute. I wanted the bunny to just be a solid color, and so using some plaster colored Waverly chalk paint, I went ahead and I just gave the bunny a full coat of paint. I wanted the bunny to come up off the wreath just a little bit, especially so I could get some floral behind it. So I just glued a tumbling tower block on here and then glued the bunny right to the block. And I really like how this ended up looking because I was able to put a bunch of floral behind it and around it, and I really like the end result of how it looked. Going back to our little wooden plank, I used some graphite paper to transfer some cursive writing that I just found off of the internet and actually just kind of copied myself. And then I transferred it using the graphite paper from this paper onto the piece of wood. And then using an Arteza paint marker, you guys have heard me rave about these, but I am seriously so obsessed with them. I will have them linked down below if you're interested. But then I just used a marker to fill in the words for this little sign, and it says Happy Easter. Once I was done filling in the rest of the greenery around the bunny where I liked it, I went ahead and using my drill, I just drilled 2 holes into the top so that we could use this to hang. And hanging it was very simple. I just used some jute twine that you can get from the Dollar Tree, the thinner stuff, and then I just kind of measured it out to where I wanted it to hang. And I did want it to hang askew on purpose. So I went ahead and I tied it up higher on the right side versus the left side. And once we got that hanged, once I got that hung, you guys, I really can speak English, I promise. Once I got that hung on the sign, then I ended up embellishing it just a little bit with some bows. Also the bunny's ear, I didn't want to fill in the hole, so I was like, I'll just put a bow over it. So it looks like there's a bow in the bunny's ear. And I honestly don't love it. So I will probably be moving that and filling in the bunny's ear. the hole. That or it just looks like a bunny that had its ears pierced, or ear pierced. All right, and here it is, guys. I really love everything about it except for the little twine bow up on the bunny's ears. I just feel like it's a little too high. The bow actually should probably be down where like the ears meet the bunny's head. So I will probably be moving that and then filling in that little hole after all. But here it is. This next project is going to be probably one of the easiest projects you've ever seen here on YouTube. So just be careful not to blink because you'll probably miss it. But just using one of these little wooden plaques that you can get from the Dollar Tree, I went ahead and I gave this a coat of paint with the Waverly chalk brand. I think I used white. I could have used plaster, but I think I used white. And then I went ahead and I distressed the edges and the middle of it. And once that was done, I ended up using this little corrugated bunny. It actually came from a sign that I picked up at the Dollar Tree. I removed it and used the sign for something else. Here you can see all of the distressing that I did with the wood. I think it looks so good. But this little corrugated bunny, he is so cute and I loved him in all of his little simplicity. I did want him to come off of the sign just a little bit. So using some of these beads that are from the Dollar Tree, I used the smallest size and I just glued them to the back just to give it a tiny bit of dimension. And then I put some glue on those, and that is what I used to glue the bunny to the wooden sign, and it gave it the perfect amount of little pop that I wanted. And that's it, you guys. Like I said, simplest project that you could probably ever do. But I love what it adds, and it actually just adds a cute little touch to like a tiered tray or just a bunch of like floating shelves. Just a quick little cute DIY. This next project is actually a trash to treasure project. You guys, I don't ever do these. So when I found this glass jar, I was so excited to repurpose it. I love the detail on this jar. I love the shape of it. I loved everything about it. So I went ahead and using some Rust-Oleum chalk spray paint, I went ahead and I gave this a few good coats of white spray paint, letting it dry really well in between each coat. Once that was done, I wanted to distress it a little bit and kind of make it look like some enamel. So just using some chalk paint from Waverly in the color ink, I went ahead and I just distressed this. I really focused on the areas where there was like a rim and the leaves around the top, and then I just kind of dabbed it on here and there to look like some wearing and chipping enamel, because I just love this look, you guys. I think it's just such a pretty farmhouse, chic, shabby look. I think it looks so good, and just adding a touch of greenery to it, it just elevates any look that you have. Plus you can change the floor out to whatever you want. If you guys don't already know, I host a Dollar Tree DIY tour over on Instagram with my good friends Heidi Sombol and Christy Creates. If you guys want to come check that out and ask me how that works, please send me a message over there. It's completely free and it's really fun for engagement and sharing posts, and it's just a fun and uplifting thing. So come check it out. Okay guys, this next project. So this thing was a complete disaster, and I'm leaving this in here to show you guys exactly what I did wrong. But I saw on another channel that you can dye those wooden beads that you can pick up on Amazon. So I thought, I don't have any dye, but what if I just make some colored water with paint and then put the beads in? Then the beads will just dye the color of the paint possibly. And I thought, I've never seen this done on YouTube before, so it's either going to be a complete flop because nobody does it for a reason, or I'm on the edge of something here, you guys. I'm like about to discover something completely new and exciting, and it's just gonna be awesome. You guys can guess which one it was. A complete flop. That looks like vomit, you guys. That looks like something, sorry if that really just grossed you out, but really, they look so bad. It was not good. That's how they turned out. So then I was like, well, maybe I'll just put some wax on them. So I put them in this cup and I coated them with a layer of wax, and this was strike two. This was terrible. Look how they look. They look so streaky and just terrible. So what I end up doing, and you don't see me doing this because I didn't get the footage, but what I end up doing is just staining them all in the color Jacobian, because that was pretty much all I could do at that point to save them. Then using some jute twine, I went ahead and I made a tassel. I just wrapped this around some foam board about 20 times. Here you can see the beads looking so much better because I stained them. They needed a lot of help, but I stretched them out so that I knew how long of the twine I needed. And then I went ahead and I just tied a knot on the one end with a little loop, and you will see why in just a minute. And then I went ahead and put some tape around the twine, and this is just a really sped up process of me putting all of the beads onto the twine. And one thing here that you won't see, and I didn't realize this until I went to edit this because I didn't know that my camera died, I made a little wooden plaque, just used a piece of wood that you can get from the Dollar Tree and some paper that I cut up from Joann's, just some scrapbook paper, and it's just this cute little spring paper. And I glued that onto the piece of wood, and then I ended up Mod Podging it, or I think you might see me Mod Podge it here in a minute. But anyways, that's what I'm going to be using to put at the end of this little beaded garland, but that's why you don't see what or how I made it. Here's that little wooden tag that you didn't see me make, but I did go ahead and drill a hole in the top so that I could feed this through, and it actually reverses on the other side. I'll show you guys here in just a minute, but there's a cute little piece of paper, just a little spring tag just to add to a tiered tray. And so I went ahead and I drilled the holes, and then when I sanded over from drilling the holes, I really liked how the distressed paper looked. So then I went ahead and I just went ham with the sander and ended up roughing up the paper to make it look just a little bit more worn, shabby, and vintage. Am I saying all the right terms? And in the meantime, I don't know what's up with my tassel, but it really is looking interesting. Oh, here we go. This is where we're Mod Podging. We do give this a quick layer of Mod Podge just so that we can protect the paper. Plus, it makes it just look a little bit more shinier. And oh, and this bead, you guys, I found one bead. When I put my paintbrush over there, I realized that I missed one bead. So I kind of had a little angry moment there because I was like, one bead? Really? One bead? And I already had everything tied off. So I wasn't going to cut everything off and do it all over again for one bead. Okay, this little trick right here. So I just fed the twine through. I'm slowing this down and then pushing this through my fingers and pulling, and it creates this little tie around the wooden tag. The reason why I'm doing this is because now I can trade out the wooden tag from the end of this little beaded garland to change out the seasons. So I have some summer paper and I have some fall paper. So I can change out this little tag and keep the beaded garland year round for my tiered tray, but I can just change this with the different holidays. I use the same knot technique here at the end of the beaded garland to tie on the little tag. But seriously, what is happening? How do we straighten this, you guys? I usually just use my hair straightener, but I've never used it on jute twine before, so I'm gonna have to try it and see if it works. But there we go. There is our little beaded garland for a tiered tray. Here it is on the tray, all put together. The beads look so much better stained. That completely saved the day. I really should have done that just to begin with because I would have saved a lot of time. But now we know not what to do, right? What not to do? What not to do. Also, if anybody wants to come teach me how to decorate a tiered tray, I'm completely open for suggestions, and also how to fix my little octopus tassel. I'm open for all suggestions, any and all. Thank you guys so much for staying clear until the end. I hope you guys enjoyed those projects. For those of you who are new here, this is my end segment where it is just a little tiny way where I try to give back to you guys and add just a little bit more value to your lives. So if you're not interested, go ahead and shut this off because you've already seen the DIY. You got what you came for already, but if you'd like to stay, I would love for you to stick around because today's end segment is awesome. If you guys have been following me for a while, then I don't know if you remember that I have talked about a YouTuber. His name is Darren Party. I totally recommend subscribing to his channel and starting your day off with Darren Daily. He just has amazing, uplifting, and upbeat segments that he does on his channel. So I want to share one of the ones that he just did about a month ago. It is called Flush Your Dirty Mind. That's right. You heard me, I said flush your dirty mind. When I read that title, I was like, ooh, I know this is gonna be good. That video is linked down below for you guys as well, and please go watch it because the videos are always better than how I tell the story. He compares our minds to a container. So a perfect example, which he uses, is a cup, okay? A cup is a container that holds liquid. So the container, he uses a clear container, and this is gonna be our container. Yes, I could have grabbed a cup. Did I? No, I'm very sorry. And this container, he compares to your mind. So basically, your mind is very similar to a container, meaning that a whole bunch of stuff comes into your mind every single day, right? So he talks about negative stuff that comes in. Poison if you will, that's actually what he calls it. So he takes a dark liquid and he starts filling the container with things that poison your mind. So it can be just negative input like the news, social media, horrible stuff about the world, and how the news is always talking about government issues and things that are going wrong, things that should be going right, a plane crash, just horrible stuff that he just keeps filling up this container with poisonous black liquid, okay? And your mind holds it. Your mind actually holds it. Your mind is very similar to a container. What you pour in, your mind will hold. You will remember, you will refer to, you will keep in your mind, okay? So he talks about flushing your mind. Flush your mind of the poison that comes in every day. Even if you don't watch the news, even if you don't use social media, there is still negative things that find their way into your mind every single day. If not, then please teach me your secrets because that's amazing. Most of us have something toxic pouring into our minds. So then he takes this container, this cup, and he puts it over a bowl basically, and he says flush the toxins from your mind, flush your container. Then he takes a giant pitcher of water and he pours it into the container with the dark fluid. As he's pouring the water into the container, it begins to flush out the dark toxic poison. Okay, and then by the time you flush it with a full pitcher of water, all of a sudden what's left in your container is just clear liquid. It's clear. It's not toxic. You guys, I swear he explains it so much better. You guys go check it out. But basically he says, find what you need for your pitcher. Put good things into your pitcher and then flush your mind. Find ways to uplift your mind. Find positive things. Find good things. Find good things to put into your container. Find things that are gonna make you happy, that are gonna make you smile. Honestly, hopefully my channel is something that you would love to put into your container. A girl can dream, right? A girl can hope. Find stuff that's uplifting. Find stuff that's encouraging. Find stuff that motivates you. Find stuff that makes you smile. Find stuff that makes you laugh. Anything, if it's happy, if it's positive. Fill your container with education, knowledge, happiness. Darren Hardy is actually a great example of something to put into your container. He will absolutely help flush your dirty mind. And I am not working with him or sponsored or anything like that. I just truly believe in what he says and he adds so much value to my life. So in turn, I am just recommending him to you because of the value that he has added into my life. So be sure to check out that video down below after you check out the playlist, of course, from all the other videos in this playlist. Thank you so much to Christy for allowing me to co-host this awesome challenge that you do every month. Christy, I'm so grateful for you. She is a dear friend of mine here on YouTube. So please go over and watch her videos and subscribe to her channel. Send her some love from me. Tell her that I sent you. And if you guys are coming over from Christy's channel, welcome. Thank you so much for being here. I hope you guys will stick around, especially if you like the end segment. Even if you don't like the end segment, I would absolutely love if you stick around. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please give this video a thumbs up. Please subscribe if you guys would like to have more videos just like this. And thank you guys so much for watching. Oh, and leave a comment. I guess I forgot to say that, but I love your comments. So leave a comment down below and I will see you guys in my next video. Thanks. Bye, guys. Almost missed the soul. The battery? Guys, I just changed the battery. Let's try this. Let's see how far we can get, okay? This is gonna be like Russian roulette. We're gonna race the battery. Are you ready? Hey guys, my name is Annalie. If you guys don't know what this challenge is, so please just picture this with me. My mime, if you will. Anyways, here we have a container. I am holding a, how am I holding this? How am I holding this? A cup. Okay, I don't know if I should hold a cup. Does that look like I'm holding a cup? Okay, does this? Nope, not two hands. Not two hands. And then even though he pours it, what am I saying? What is this? I don't know what this is.